We are buying into our headliner right now, brought to you by Bruno's Pizza, $15.99. Any large is the special. Order yours today at brunosnd.com. Our headliner today, Jared, is one of our great sponsors.
The first?
The very first sponsor, the man who jumped on the train, which we greatly appreciate him, Lee Gierszewski. I know, I apologize. I've been saying the last name wrong the whole time. Scold me, Lee, if you want to. Tell us how you actually say your last name.
It's Gierszewski. I used to have a contest for calling people to try and say my name correctly.
Gierszewski. Lee, you're with Allance Real Estate. You've been a realtor for a long time. Tell us first, we want to get into a little bit of background. Where are you from, Lee? What have you done in the past? And kind of go from there. Take us on the Lee journey.
All right. Well, I wasn't born here, but my parents moved here when I was 3, and I've pretty much been here my entire life. And before my real estate career, I guess I was in the IT field for 18 years or so, and then I just kind of I don't know, we call it midlife crisis or whatever, decided to become a real estate agent, and that's basically where I'm at now.
And you're saying you're from Bismarck, right? You're from Bismarck, North Dakota, sitting in Bismarck, North Dakota, and you live there your whole life?
Yep,
most of it.
What high school did you go to?
I went to BHS, and then I went to BSC for a little while, then I quit BSC for a little while, and I went to BSC for a little while. Then I got
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Got my degree, and then I started my real job, and then I decided to get my bachelor's degree out of Mary.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I've always been here. I love it here.
Nice.
So what's BSC?
Bismarck State College, junior college.
All right.
Yes,
so
very much so.
Not understanding all the.
If we were in Wyoming, maybe you would know. YTT Tech.
Well, no, Wyotech. We hated those kids when I was growing up in Laramie. No way.
Well, I'm a St. Mary's grad, Lee. So,
okay.
So I'm definitely on that St. Mary's train. Real estate. Why did you end up going into real estate? What was the big kicker there?
Well, I was actually working out at a power plant for a couple of years, and I had to drive 40 miles up to work, 40 miles back to work, and I just got sick of listening to the radio. So I started listening to podcasts, and I just happened upon a real estate podcast and just got into it.
Oh.
So then I ended up buying some rental properties. And then when I was buying rental properties, I was thinking, why am I buying through an agent when I could just be an agent? So I decided to become an agent.
Makes sense.
Figured I would just buy rental properties as an agent, but since that time, 3 years ago, I think I've only bought one actual rental property on the MLS. Since I've been a realtor, everything else has just been kind of a word of mouth and stuff.
What podcast were you listening to? Do you remember?
Bigger Pockets podcast.
The what?
Bigger Pockets.
Bigger Pockets.
Nice. Well,
that's a good one.
We'll have to go listen to that one. We're trying to, broaden our podcast horizons and listen to more stuff.
Yeah, they've got about 415 episodes right now.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
We'll just start at the beginning.
We're at number 12.
We're at 12. We made it past number 7, which is where people give up. So
Yep.
We're all happy about that.
That's right. So rentals, you enjoy the rental market. You do everything, right? You actually list, I would imagine. You sell homes.
Yeah, I sell, I list. But it started out as buying rental properties just as side income, basically, or, kind of to get away from the W-2 income.
And you're on the verge. So we're watching your Facebook page,
right,
which is your real estate page, and you're on the verge of hitting, what was it, 50
units?
Rental units?
Yeah, I've got I think it's 13 properties, but I count them as doors, so I'm up to 49 doors.
Nice.
Dang, that's a lot. I mean, that sounds like a lot. Is that a lot in that?
I kind of think so. I mean, I have a partner, so I mean, technically it's 50-50. So, but at least with a partner, you've got a little bit more of a leeway to help each other out. And like this month, we just bought a 12-plex.
Jeez.
So are you the landlord, or do you have a property manager come in and do it?
My partner is also a property manager, so we kind of share the load.
Yeah, that's got to be a big load with all those units.
That helps a ton. Is the goal eventually 100 units, 100 doors, excuse me? Because I think I've heard that somewhere where 100 doors that's where you're just knocking it out.
I mean, I've never really set a number. It's just keep growing. I mean, the more we get, the better it'll be, I think, until we get that some kind of threshold where we just can't handle it anymore. But so far, so good.
So the market before we talk, everybody we have on here, we talk about like what were they doing before COVID and then during and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of been one of the things the socioeconomic aspect of the whole thing. Luke and I have sat together and talked about it, but we like to hear how it's affected other people or where you were at, January, February, and then...
Well, January for you, Jared, because you're tracking China.
Yeah, so let's say March. I was watching YouTube videos from China in January thinking it was the end of the world.
You were buying masks, and I'm like, you're crazy, man. Get out of here.
Nobody will leave the house.
You're like, I'll buy you one. The joke's on me.
When Luke was up in, North Dakota for your town tour, I'm like, hey, look for masks because I can't find them here. And he's like... Pfft.
I literally did look for masks for you, but they weren't there.
They weren't anywhere
because they weren't there.
What do you think? What was the market like before the quarantine or the lockdown or COVID hit?
I guess I would think it was somewhat steady. I mean, it wasn't everything getting knocked out of the park and sold right away or anything like that. You actually could look around at some properties, maybe make offers that were a little bit off asking price. So, I mean, there was still stuff moving, but it wasn't moving as fast. And like right when the COVID hit, I mean, to me, it seemed like everything pretty much just stopped for maybe a month or so, just nothing going on.
So did it go like completely dark? Like it went completely dark. So like in that March, it just went, and then nobody wanted to see a house or anything like that. Or
to me, it kind of shriveled up because nobody knew what was going on really. But then everybody started realizing that they were dropping, the interest rates dropped like, I think you can get into a 30-year loan right now for 2.75%. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
Or people could refinance. So then everybody started refinancing too and realizing, well, hey, maybe I can get into more house. And then like ever since maybe June, July, it's just been insane. I don't know, they got stuck in their house and they decided that, geez, I hate this house. I need a bigger one.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you find a lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, oh, I'm building a deck. Oh, I'm repainting 7 rooms.
I'm buying a new house.
I'm buying a new house.
We hated our house and we got to be locked in and we don't want to be here.
Do you think that really was the psyche of people that are locked in their house and like, man, I hate my house, or I want a bigger one, or I need to do home improvements, or what do you think?
I honestly think so. I mean, and then with the lower interest rates, they could buy much more house, just because they could afford more. So it's like, well, why not do it now? Because interest rates are probably never, ever going to be this low again,
So Lee, what was it like, I guess, showing a house or going to look at a house during COVID? How'd you get through, or how are you getting through that?
I mean, it was a little bit different. It's just basically you try and make sure to touch as little as possible. I mean, some people would, the COVID crazies would kind of be like, well, we'll leave the door open for you. We'll leave all the lights on. Don't touch anything.
Right.
Leave everything as is. Wear a mask, but I mean, you just kind of do what you need to do to get your buyer through a house. Yeah, so if they had to wear a mask, if they had to wear 2 masks, we just did it,
Whatever it takes to get the sale done, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you still feel that's still the same type of process you use today than you did, maybe 2-3 months ago? Has that been different or what?
I think it's eased up a little bit. I mean, there's still a few houses that want you to just mask up and everything, but it seems to have kind of gone away a little bit now that everybody's used to COVID, I guess. I guess people are adapting.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten to the point where, this is the process I've got to go through. I've got to wear a mask when I go to the store. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then, but I'd be really freaked out about showing my house in the middle of, in this and having people wander through.
Like right now you would be?
Not right now. Maybe at the
back
beginning.
then?
Yeah. Like I'd be like,
the unknown.
Yeah. The unknown. Now I'm like, although I don't think my wife would. Like she'd
have at it. I want to go get a bigger house. Buy it from Lee.
She'd be like, nope, I don't want anybody coming in our house. So.
Lee, what's the average in that market right now? Average days on the market? Has it shrunk quite a bit? What are you seeing?
It's gone down. I mean, I'm not sure what the actual average is. I can look it up, but of course I never prepared for this. So,
What? Hey, that's all right.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like any house that's between, I'd say 200 and 250, it doesn't seem like if it's priced right, it doesn't last more than a week on the market.
Yeah, they're gone.
And then some days, like I had a client look at one house. It came on the market. They spotted it come on the market within 2 hours, and I was the third realtor to show the place.
Whoa.
It's that way here right now too. So
Yeah, it's probably that way around the whole country.
yeah, that's what I was interested in because I was just wondering if Phoenix is like a anomaly that if something goes on the market. In my neighborhood, we've had 3 houses up, sold, done, and then
Phoenix is insane right now. I just heard something on the Fox News. Got to get indoctrinated. He said that the appreciation for the year in Phoenix is about 10%.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was looking at Zillow. Oh no. But some of our property's gone up an amazing amount this year. So.
And you are right. Even in my neighborhood,
right,
house went up on the market, one day gone.
Yeah, so.
Like it's wild.
If you want to unload, now's the time to unload.
Yeah.
So
Lee, what would you?
I got a girlfriend down in Arizona that's buying rental properties up here because she can't find anything down there that'll cash flow.
Yeah, it's the realtors I know are like just begging to get somebody to give them a property to sell.
Oh, because it'll be gone in not even 24 hours.
Yep.
Listed, gone. Inventory low, demand high. People want to get out of their homes.
Yep.
It's awesome. Lee, what would you say separates you from other realtors in the area and in the market?
I don't know. I guess I'm more personable than others. I think I get along well with people, and I know a lot of people around town. So it's just, I guess it makes it easier for me to acclimate with other people.
So Lee, the boys from Light Jumper would probably kill me if I didn't ask you about Who Hut and why do you like it so much?
Yeah, we hear your commercial
every time it plays. We all want to know about Who Hut because we don't have one down here. So Luke tries to explain it.
I try to explain it.
It's basically a buffet where you put whatever kind of meats and vegetables you want all together and throw it on a stir fry pan or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, it's Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah.
It's like, God, I can't remember what the one in Vegas is, but I mean, my daughter loves it. It's her favorite food. So it's like, can we go to Who Hut? And I'm like, sure.
It's kind of a Benihana, right? Is it Benihana fast food? Benihana fast food.
All right.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like you get all your stuff, you hand it to him. The guy's there with his hat, and he takes it and he goes, show.
Can't see that
If
again.
it doesn't taste good, it's your own damn fault.
You made it, right? You're running through it.
He just heated it up.
Trying to get as much as you can in that bowl.
Yep. With 10 tons of sauce and,
So
Then dig in.
Lee, when we were trying to figure out how to say your name, Luke interrupted you during a softball match or softball game? Is it
Game.
softball
That would be a game. Jared.
It's not tennis.
Not a wrestling match.
First, how do you say your name again so we can get that in our heads? And then, are you a big softball guy? Are you a big softball guy?
Yeah, I've played softball for probably the last 20-some years.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, really? So you've been playing McQuaid's tournament. Do you play in McQuaid's every single year? Obviously not this year.
Yeah, unless I'm injured, because the older you get, the easier that hamstring pulls.
Do you pull a lot of hammies? Are you the guy that usually is running to first and all of a sudden grabbing the back right of your right thigh?
Oh,
and
yeah.
man, hammy.
My hamstring's been pulled so many times. I don't even know how to, I can't even count it. And then like this pinky will never bend again. This one's got a screw in it. It's all from softball.
Okay, 2 questions.
That's
One,
awesome.
What's McQuaid's? For
Good question.
Arizona kid, doesn't know what the heck you're talking about.
I'll let Lee explain that.
Lee, what's McQuaid's?
It's the world's largest slow pitch softball tournament.
Okay, so if I was into softball, I'd know McQuaid's.
You would know. Everybody knows.
All right, now tell us about the pin and the pinky.
Yeah, what happened there and here?
I got hit with a softball, broke it, put a pin in there, and when the doctor put the pin in, he misaligned the joint, so the joint deteriorated, so they had to put a screw in there, so now it just never bends. Broke this thumb bone, I don't know, at a tournament, diving for a ball, had to put a screw in that one, screw's still in there. Oh, what else? I don't know, just all kinds of softball injuries,
What do you most enjoy or love about softball?
Hitting the ball.
So you're not a protect the cooler guy. You're a guy that's going out there trying to hit yard every time.
Yep, pretty much.
Nice. That's cool. Well, hey, what kind of bat have you been using or been practicing up on? What do you got there?
I've been using a Monster DNA, but those are, I bought it maybe 4 McQuaid's ago, and mine broke, so I've just been using someone else's now. because I'd actually thought about retiring from softball.
Oh, yeah?
For about a minute.
Because I had to have my knee scoped, so whatever.
Oh, man.
He's got more injuries than you, and you play college football, man. That's crazy.
That's dedication, man.
Although I'm starting to think that softball is a little more dangerous than I've been led to believe. Because the first time my wife played softball, they put her on first base maybe, saying that she'd be okay there. And she came home with a great big huge shiner, got hit by the ball right in the eye. I couldn't walk around with her because people would think I was not a good spouse. So, and
She'll listen type thing.
Right? And you're just full of injuries. So
the reality is, though, with the bats, and even though they're former athletes and maybe older in age,
right,
that ball is flying off
Swinging.
of some of those bats. I mean, it's coming. Some of those are just humming. Right? Rightly, correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, that bat technology has advanced so much in the last 10, 15 years.
You can whip it around and smack somebody upside
If you're
the head.
not paying attention, somebody hits one on a rope. I mean,
yeah, Jared,
you better be ready.
Jared, when he was playing Little League Baseball, was out in left field picking daffodils and daisies.
Little Jared got
smoked. Oh, yeah, I got smoked a couple times. It was bad because my old man was the coach, and he'd just look at me like, what's going on with this kid?
Lee, one last question for you.
Yeah, this is Luke's favorite thing to ask our guests.
It is. If you could do anything in the world right now, non-real estate related, what would you be doing, my friend?
I'd probably be golfing somewhere down in Arizona.
I'll tell you what, now's the time. I'm all sweatered up right now, and I'm cold and chilly. And I think my Wyoming people would not like me because it's 65 out?
It's 65 and
65, 70. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. It's I'm waiting for the snow to show up. We're going out tomorrow night.
Yep.
To see a show, out an outdoor show. And I'm already planning to be the kid from the Christmas Story that's all like gloves, hats, and all that. So you people from up north would come down and be like, oh, this is just great weather.
Oh, it's amazing.
But this is when the golf prices go through the roof.
Right.
You're playing
everybody's
$200
coming
around.
down. Golf would be good. I like it.
It's super expensive down there now.
Right.
We could get you in, Lee. Come on down. We can get you in a couple courses. Get you that special rate.
Come down in July and you can get it for like $15, $20 if you're willing to die.
Lee, thank you so much for the support of the Fest podcast. We appreciate you. Thanks for being a sponsor. We talk about you every week.
Yeah.
Find your keys with Lee. Thanks for joining us, my friend, and we enjoyed talking to you.
All right, yeah, have a good day.
All right, see you, Lee. Ed.
What sets me apart is I like to interact with my 8 clients a little bit more, maybe just actually become more friends with them than just a client business relationship. I'd probably have to say it'd be Who Hut just because I like the food and my daughter absolutely loves it. I chose real estate because I like to help people and it's fun, it's exciting, it can be stressful, but it's always good to just find a solution to a problem.
Know the rest, and we are